Corruption is not merely the theft of the state funds. It is the betrayal of the people's trust. Corruption becomes real when a child must drop out of schools because the education budget was misused. Corruption happens when a patient loses their life because a hospital was built wholeheartedly by contractors colluding with officials. We are not talking about theories here. We are talking about facts. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, salve, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, salam Pancasila. My name is Petrick Yohanis Meok, a student from the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education at Nusa Cendana University. As a civic education student, I view corruption not only as a legal violation, but also as a constitutional and moral transgression. Corruption dismantles the values of Pancasila, the very foundation of our nation. Through the lens of good governance, corruption destroys three vital pillars of the states: accountability, transparency, and public participation. And here is the painful reality. This is not theory, this is fact. In my own homeland, Kupang Regency, 17 schools, 16 elementary and 1 junior high, meant to nurture the nation's future, have instead been stained by dirty practices. And that is just one case. Broadly, in East Nusa Tenggara alone, the High Prosecutor Office recorded 185 cases in 2024, 67 under investigation, 62 in inquiry, and 56 already prosecuted. These numbers are not mere statistics. They are stories of future stolen. As a civic student who work directly with schools and community groups, I have seen firsthand how cracked classrooms, missing textbooks, and idle laboratory exist not merely because of limited budgets, but because funds were siphoned off by irresponsible hands. Corruption, in short, impoverishes public services long before it empties treasury. It steals right, replaces hope with doubt, and trades justice for personal ties. Why does this matter? Because corruption erodes future of our generation, and corruption also erodes public trust in the state. Without trust, law and democracy loses its meanings. That is why we must not remain silent. How can we achieve sustainable development goals, particularly building peaceful, just, and strong institutions if this leakage continues unchecked? To combat these issues, we need concrete solutions that move beyond rhetoric. That is why we must make some action that rooted in solid system and active public participation. So, what can we do? 3 keywords: enforce, expose, embed. First, enforce. Law enforcement must be strict and impartial. We must be strengthened as addressing impoverished perpetrators and protect whistleblowers. Citizens can monitor legal processes, report suspected corruption through the official channels, and support integrity-driven law enforcers. Second, expose. Transparency and accountability in budget management must be strengthened. Public budget should be easily accessible and trackable. We can start with simple steps, like using digital platforms for budget information and reporting. Third, embed. Anti-corruption values must be instilled from an early age, not only in schools, but also at home, in communities, and even on social media. Values of honesty, responsibility, and moral courage must be practiced daily. For in truth, fighting corruption not solely the task of officials. That is a collective movement of all citizens. Confronting corruption is not easy, but it is not impossible. For a great nation, we are not rich in resources, but strong in morals and free from corruption. That's all for me. Thank you very much.